It's true that there are days when waking up feels painful. You get up and you're already tired. Everything seems out of place, as if life has no real order or direction. No matter how much you try to do things right, nothing turns out as you had hoped, and you want to move forward, yet something holds you back. And even though nobody else seems to notice it, deep down inside, you are fighting a fierce internal battle just to avoid giving up. It's like that person who gets up before dawn with their head already spinning with tasks and obligations. Before the day has even truly begun, they already feel completely exhausted. They mentally review their to-do lists, the accounts to balance, the food to prepare, work deadlines, and countless messages to answer, foolishly believing that if they can just control every little detail, they'll be able to prevent anything from falling apart or getting out of order. But what they don't see is that this relentless, constant effort to maintain control doesn't bring them peace at all. Instead, it is slowly making them sick and wearing them down. At first, it's just the headaches, the nagging insomnia, and a pervasive exhaustion that no amount of rest can ever seem to fix. Then, other things begin to follow, like muscle knots, heavy indigestion, or a sudden, unexplained shortness of breath that comes on for no apparent reason, until one day the body finally says enough in the only way it knows how, with a symptom of full-blown crisis or a truly frightening medical diagnosis. That's when you realize something important. It's not the world that's crushing you. It's yourself, your own relentless inner voice, demanding that you be invincible all the time, that you have to be able to handle everything. You need to breathe deeply, to drop your shoulders, and to release for just a moment that immense pressure of having to have everything perfectly figured out and resolved. Trust that you are not as far away from what you're searching for as you might think. What you truly long for is already waiting for you. But it's not on the side of control, it's on the side of surrender and release. It's on the other side of that constant tension, of that need to foresee and prepare for every single thing, of that desire to never ever make a mistake. Today, I truly want you to listen to this with your heart wide open. The peace, the profound relief, and the deep clarity that you so desperately need will appear when you finally stop gripping on so tightly, when you understand that it's not about forcing things to happen, but rather about allowing them to unfold naturally. Life doesn't start to flow when you try harder or exert more effort. It begins to flow when you finally let go of the internal struggle, when you stop fighting with what you cannot possibly change, and when you finally understand that you can't keep clinging to every single detail as if your peace depends on controlling everything. It's like trying to hold on to sand in your hands. The more tightly you squeeze your fist, the more of it slips right through your fingers. And that's exactly how life works too. What you desperately try to control out of fear only moves further and further away from you. Just like that story of the man who went to the doctor for chest pains, thinking it was something physical, only to discover that his body was just reacting to the intense stress, to the excessive self-demands, and to the overwhelming need to have everything perfectly under control. He only truly understood it then, when he was forced to stop and be still. Because life gives you warnings, but if you refuse to listen, it will eventually shout at you. And when you finally let go, when you truly surrender and trust the process, everything begins to settle and fall into place. The sand stays put in your open palm, and so does the calm. This truth is reflected in every single area of your life, in your work, your health, your relationships, and even in the way that you talk to yourself in your own mind. Life starts to fall into alignment when you stop resisting and choose to trust instead. Because true well-being doesn't arrive when everything is under perfect control. It arrives when even in the midst of chaos, you can find a deep sense of peace. What you truly need is not to understand everything, but to learn how to be at peace even when you don't understand. I won't lie to you. Letting go is not an easy thing to do. It's hard to stop thinking about everything that could possibly go wrong and to lower your guard, especially when you have lived through so many moments where everything seemed to be falling apart around you. But in the very instant that you allow yourself to let go, even if it's just a little bit, something inside you begins to shift and change. It's as if life can finally breathe along with you, as if it is silently saying, "Thank you for giving me space. Now I can finally help you." Worry is a very subtle trap. It makes us feel like we are being responsible, that we are actually doing something productive and useful. We think, if I can get ahead of all the bad things that could possibly happen, then I'll be prepared for them. But that's simply not the truth. Worry doesn't prevent pain, it just brings it forward in time. It doesn't protect us, it only wears us down and exhausts us. And while we're busy trying to control what hasn't even happened yet, we lose the only thing that is truly real, the present moment. It's like walking around every day with a backpack full of heavy stones, believing that this is how you'll be ready for any blow that comes your way. But those stones don't soften the path. They just make the journey heavier and much more difficult. Reality is very different from what your fear tells you. Worry doesn't solve anything, it doesn't prevent anything, and it doesn't protect anything. It only paralyzes you and keeps you stuck. It's like being trapped on a hamster wheel that just spins and spins without ever going anywhere. Your mind repeats the same thoughts over and over again, like an echo that just won't stop. And meanwhile, your body feels it in your stomach, in your chest, in your neck, and in that crushing fatigue that never seems to go away. I recall a story that Louise Hay used to tell about a man who lived with chronic back pain. He had tried everything, doctors, massages, every kind of treatment imaginable, but nothing seemed to work. Until one day, during a session, Louise asked him, "What burdens are you carrying that don't belong to you?" And he broke down. He had spent years worrying about everything and everyone, his family, his job, his past mistakes, and his future fears. Only then did he understand that the pain in his body wasn't a disease. It was an accumulation of guilt, fear, and control that he had been holding on to for far too long. And as he began to let go of those things, the pain also began to subside and eventually left. So I ask you, what burdens are you carrying that no longer belong to you? Are you truly helping yourself by worrying so much? And the answer is a deeply liberating one. No, worrying doesn't solve your problems, and it doesn't prevent anything bad from happening. The only thing it does is consume your energy, your joy, and your present moment. It steals hours of your sleep. It disconnects you from a sense of calm, and it fills your mind with scenarios that only exist in your head. It's like living your life constantly preparing for a storm that may never even arrive. And in the meantime, you completely miss out on the sun that is already shining brightly all around you. How many times have you lived through storms in your mind that never actually happened in reality? You continue to cling to worry as if it were a shield, as if thinking about everything bad could give you some kind of control, as if anticipating the pain were a way to avoid it. But that's simply not true. Worry doesn't protect you. It just wears you down. It doesn't keep you safe. It locks you in. It puts you in an invisible cage where it is fear, not you, who decides your every move. And the more you pace around in that cage, the further away you get from the peace that you so desperately need. The hardest part is that you get used to it. You become accustomed to the constant stress, to that knot in your chest, to living in a state of high alert, as if something bad could happen at any moment. You get used to the tension in your body, to your mind racing at 100 miles an hour, and to not sleeping well. And without even realizing it, you forget what it felt like to be at peace. You forget what it was like to breathe without fear, to laugh without guilt, and to truly rest and recharge. And the worst part is that you start to believe that this way of living is completely normal. The mind has incredible power, but it also has a treacherous side. It doesn't distinguish between what is actually happening in reality and what you are only imagining in your head. So when you sink into negative thoughts, your body doesn't wait to check if they're real. It simply reacts as if they are. Your heart races, your breathing becomes shallow and short, and your stomach clenches up in knots. Anxiety takes control, as if you were in real danger when in reality, everything is only happening inside your mind. It's like when you imagine a conversation that hasn't happened yet and you're already sweating with your jaw clenched. Or when you lie down to sleep, and suddenly your chest feels tight because you're mentally reviewing everything that could go wrong in the future. Or when you think that you're going to fail at something, and without even realizing it, your body starts to tremble as if you had already failed. Your mind creates the movie, and your body lives it as if it were real. There you are, fighting battles that don't even exist yet, battling ghosts from the future, creating scenarios in your mind that may never even come to pass. And what is the point of all this? What have you gained from all this preemptive fear? How many times have you worried yourself to exhaustion, only to realize later that none of it ever happened? The emotional cost of living this way is far too high. Anxiety, insomnia, exhaustion, and guilt. And the hardest part is that you never actually reach the peace that you are so desperately searching for. Worry doesn't give you calm, it only feeds your fear. And the more you cling to it, the more reasons it seems to give you to keep on fearing. Changing these deeply ingrained patterns isn't just an act of healing, it's a profound act of self-love. Because continuing to feed your mind with thoughts of fear, control, and worry only keeps you further away from the life that you truly deserve to live. Your mind can either be your greatest ally or your own personal prison, and you get to decide which path you will take. Breaking free from these mental habits is the first step toward reclaiming your energy, your health, and your clarity. It's about letting go of just surviving so that you can finally start living with presence, with calm, and with trust. And even though it might be difficult at first, every small step you take toward a more conscious and compassionate way of thinking will transform your reality from the inside out. Every single worry is a reflection of a lack of confidence in yourself, in life, and in the belief that things can work out well, even without having everything perfectly under control. And here is the truth that many people avoid looking at. Life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you believe. You can long for peace, love, and abundance, but if you keep repeating to yourself that everything is difficult, life will confirm it for you over and over again. If you convince yourself that nothing ever works out for you, no matter how hard you try, you will end up attracting more obstacles, more blockages, and more frustration. That's because the universe doesn't listen to your words. It listens to your energy. And if your energy is filled with fear, anxiety, or distrust, what you receive back will be an exact reflection of that. You will find more situations that confirm your doubts, more signs that something is wrong, and more reasons to stay in a state of high alert. This is not a punishment. It is a mirror. Life gives you back what you are vibrating, not what you are wishing for from a place of fear. That's why if you truly want everything to change on the outside, you first need to examine what you are holding on to on the inside. Louise Hay explained it with great clarity. Your thoughts create your reality, not in a magical way, but in an energetic one. What you believe about yourself and about life, you project it through your actions, your words, and your relationships, and that directly affects what you attract. If you constantly think that you are not good enough, your energy becomes dense, closed, and filled with tension. And even if you say affirmations out loud, if you are still vibrating in a state of lack on the inside, the universe responds to that vibration, not to your empty words. That's why Louise insisted so much on first working on self-love, on internal healing, and on forgiveness. Because when you change your energy from within, everything else begins to align on the outside. It's not magic, it's emotional coherence. That moment when you shift from a place of lack to a place of openness, from a place of just wanting to a place of being truly ready to receive, that is a real turning point. Everything you believe, you project, and everything you project comes back to you. If there is a story inside you that says, "I am never good enough," you will continue to attract situations that reinforce that wound, criticism, rejection, and excessive demands. If you believe that money is scarce, you will live by counting every penny and feeling like there's never enough. And if you are convinced that life is a constant battle, then there will always be something that you have to fight against. Your beliefs don't just influence how you feel, they actively shape your reality. You don't attract what you desire from your heart, you attract what your mind believes is possible, and many times that is exactly what is limiting you right now. Just imagine this: the opportunity you have always dreamed of appears right in front of you, a breakthrough in your health after years of discomfort, the project that could completely transform your life, the abundance that finally comes knocking at your door. And ask yourself sincerely, do I really feel ready and worthy to receive it, or would I sabotage it with my doubts, my excuses, and my fear? Many people say that they want to heal, but deep down they have lived in pain for so long that the idea of being well feels foreign and even uncomfortable to them. That's because it's not enough for it to arrive. You have to feel worthy of holding on to it. Sometimes we believe that we are making decisions from a place of calm, but in reality, we are doing it from a place of fear. Fear of losing something, fear of not being good enough, or fear of something getting out of our control. And fear, even when it disguises itself as responsibility or prudence, always leaves traces behind. How can you tell if you are acting from that place? There are clear signs: the constant need to control every single detail, the difficulty in resting without feeling guilty, the urgency to please everyone around you, the repetitive thoughts that give you no peace, that impulse to say yes to everything, even when you want to say no on the inside. That pressure to do everything perfectly out of fear of failing or being judged by others. Have you ever asked yourself, am I doing this out of trust or out of a fear of losing something? Louise Hay used to say that every thought you have is creating your future, and that acting from a place of fear is just planting more seeds of fear on your path. That's why it's so important to honestly observe what you are feeding with your decisions, trust or anxiety disguised as action. This isn't about blaming yourself, it's about becoming aware of what was once automatic. Because when you start to recognize fear without letting it guide you, you regain your power. Sometimes all it takes is a moment to pause and choose again. To choose from a place of trust, from a sense of deserving, and from a place of inner peace, and to help you reprogram your mind. Here are a few affirmations you can repeat, feel, and make your own. I choose to act from a place of calm, not from a place of fear. I trust that life supports me, even when I don't have all the answers. I don't need to control everything to be at peace. I am safe right here, right now. I have the right to set boundaries without feeling guilty. My decisions are born from the security of knowing who I am and what my worth is. You can repeat these every morning or whenever you feel that fear is starting to take over, because every time you choose a more loving, more conscious thought, you are creating a different life from within. Many people say that they want a better life, they want love, abundance, health, and peace. But deep down there is a hidden belief that blocks everything. I don't deserve it. And that belief isn't always obvious. It doesn't shout at you, it disguises itself. It appears as doubt when things start to go well, as a feeling of discomfort when someone treats you with true respect, as guilt when you finally rest without doing anything, and as fear when an opportunity you've always dreamed of finally arrives. That is self-sabotage. It's when you unconsciously do something to ruin a good thing because there is a part of you that still doesn't believe that you can hold on to it. You get your dream job and you start showing up late. You meet someone who treats you well and you start to pull away for no reason. You make progress with your health and you go back to your old habits just when you were making real progress. Louise Hay talked about this as the internal thermostat syndrome. She said that we all have an invisible limit to how much love, success, or well-being we believe we can receive. And if we exceed that limit, we sabotage ourselves, not because we don't want it, but because we don't truly believe it is possible for us. That's why the real question isn't, do I want this? The real question is, what part of me still believes that I don't deserve it? There lies the true wound, and it's also the starting point of genuine healing. This isn't just a spiritual concept, it's also backed by science. We now know that thoughts are not neutral. Each one of them generates a chemical reaction in your body and an electrical signal in your brain. When you repeat thoughts of fear, guilt, or inadequacy, you are constantly activating your stress system, which produces cortisol, muscle tension, inflammation, and a mind that is on high alert and can only anticipate danger. In contrast, when you choose thoughts of gratitude, calm, or worthiness, your brain releases serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin, neurotransmitters that make you feel safer, more open, and more receptive. This not only improves your physical health, it also changes your energetic vibration. And as studies in neuroscience and quantum physics have shown, your mind doesn't just interpret reality, it influences it. Your energy becomes a field that attracts people, decisions, and situations that align with what you are holding on to internally. If your internal frequency is fear, you will attract more chaos. If your frequency is trust, you will begin to open doors without forcing anything to happen. That's why, when you change your thoughts, you don't just feel better, your world begins to change right along with you. Living in tension isn't just an emotional state, it is a physical and energetic burden that your body will eventually pay the price for. When you maintain a constant level of stress, worry, or self-control, your nervous system gets trapped in survival mode, and that has real consequences. Your immune system weakens, your digestion becomes upset, and your hormones get out of balance. Your body begins to speak to you through migraines, insomnia, muscle knots, fatigue, skin problems, or pains that doctors can't always explain. And behind those symptoms, what is often there isn't a disease, it's unexpressed emotions, contained anger, repressed sadness, or accumulated fear. The body screams it when the mind doesn't dare to say it out loud. Louise repeated it with clarity. Every disease is a message from the soul that has not been heard. Your body isn't punishing you. It's asking you to look within, because when you start to let go on the inside, when you release your guilt, when you stop demanding so much from yourself, and when you embrace what you feel without judgment, your body responds. It relaxes, it lightens up, and it begins to heal. Your body is not the enemy. It is your most honest ally, and the more you listen to it, the more peace will return to you. Close your eyes for a moment, and bring your attention to your body. Don't try to change anything. Just observe how your chest feels as you breathe. Is there any tension? Is there a sense of heaviness? Where is that knot that always appears when you worry? Is it in your stomach? In your throat? Don't judge it, just acknowledge that it is there, trying to tell you something important. Now imagine that every part of your body begins to release. Little by little, your shoulders drop, your jaw relaxes, your stomach stops clenching, and that energy that you once used to control everything, you now use to trust. Imagine that your whole body is flooded with a warm sensation, as if a soft light is enveloping you from the inside out. It is your body thanking you for finally listening. Louise used to say that the first step toward healing is to accept yourself exactly as you are. So as you breathe, Repeat this to yourself in silence or out loud. I allow myself to let go. My body is safe with me. I release what I no longer need, and I make space for well-being. Today I begin to heal from within. Stay there for a few more seconds, breathing slowly, and when you open your eyes, do it with the intention of treating yourself with more patience, more care, and more love. What would happen if, instead of resisting, you were to surrender with confidence to the rhythm of life? Not like someone who gives up, but like someone who is finally aligning themselves with the flow. What would happen if you were to release that need to have all the answers? If you were to stop demanding that life show you everything right now, and you started to trust that what you can't see yet is already on its way to you? Because when you truly let go, not everything on the outside changes immediately, but something very important changes within you. The fear calms down, your chest opens up, and clarity returns. And from that place of calm, things begin to flow. Not because of luck, but because you finally stopped swimming against the current. Letting go isn't about losing control, it's about regaining your power. That's where the magic begins. The signs start to appear in your everyday life. A book that falls into your hands with the exact words you needed to read. A look from someone that reaffirms what you already felt in your heart. A sense of profound peace in the midst of chaos, for no apparent reason. A clear idea that pops into your head while you are walking in silence. Life begins to respond to you because you stopped getting in its way, because you finally released the struggle. You don't need to force what is meant for you. You just need to learn how to allow it to happen. It's as if the universe, noticing your internal surrender, says, "Now I can finally help you." And then what once felt stuck begins to move without effort, without struggle, and without exhausting you. You no longer need to chase after opportunities. They simply arrive. The right people appear at the right time without you having to go looking for them. And doors that once seemed closed simply open for you, not because you did more, but because you stopped forcing things and your energy shifted. It is peace, acceptance, and trust that open up the paths for you. When you stop pushing with anxiety, everything begins to fall into place on its own. Life doesn't respond to desperate effort. It responds to your internal state. That project you thought was lost begins to take shape. That relationship that seemed broken finds a new way to heal. That part of you that lived exhausted, anxious, and in a state of tension finally begins to rest. The physical pains you carried with no explanation begin to soften because you are no longer holding so much on the inside. Life always wanted to help you. It just needed you to stop getting in its way. When you let go of worry and fear, your energy changes. And when your energy changes, your field of attraction also changes. You stop calling in chaos, and you begin to attract calm, opportunities, and well-being. The universe doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to the energy you carry within you. And when you stop moving from a place of fear and begin to live from a place of trust, everything starts to change. The answers don't always arrive as you expected, but they do arrive as you need them to. Sometimes they show up as an opportunity. Other times as a way out that you don't understand at first. Because life isn't a war that you have to win. It is a process that begins to flow when you stop resisting it. And even if you don't know why everything happened the way it did today, the moment will come when you will see it all clearly. Look back for a moment. Think about everything that you overcame, everything that you thought you wouldn't be able to get through. And here you are, stronger, more conscious, and more ready to receive what you truly deserve. Do you remember that moment when your body forced you to stop? That constant fatigue, those pains that had no explanation. Now you know that it wasn't a punishment. It was a sign. It was the universe firmly and lovingly showing you that you needed to make a change. Because what seems like an obstacle today may be the starting point for your greatest healing tomorrow. Sometimes your body puts on the brakes, not to make you suffer, but to help you wake up. When you begin to trust yourself and the path you are on, everything changes. Your energy becomes lighter, more open, and that is noticeable. Life feels it and responds accordingly. But if you live trapped in doubt and the need to control every single step, what you are projecting is a blockage, and the universe cannot give you something different from what you are emitting. That's why sometimes the obstacles don't come from the outside. They come from your internal state. The deepest change doesn't happen when you do more. It happens when you choose to feel differently, when you change what if it doesn't work out, to I am going to trust what is coming for me. Resistance closes doors, but openness creates space. And sometimes, just by changing the way you position yourself in front of life, everything begins to move. It's not about pushing harder, it's about stopping the tension on the inside. When you walk in sync with life, without struggle, without urgency, everything that is meant for you will find its way to you. Do you think this message could help you feel more calm, with more energy and clarity? I would love for you to tell me in the comments how you are feeling today, and, most importantly, how you are going to start seeing life from now on. This channel is a space where there is no judgment. Here there are many of us who are on the same journey, the one of growing, healing, and improving day by day. We are a strong, honest, and constantly transforming community. So thank you for being here, for allowing yourself to listen to something different, and for giving yourself this moment for you. I invite you to like this video if you felt that it gave you something valuable, to subscribe if you haven't yet, and to share this content with someone who might need to hear it. And I want to say goodbye with a profound quote from Louise Hay: "When you truly love yourself, everything in your life gets better." Thank you for staying until the very end.